Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be taking a very brief look at the Snapchat stock and give some outlook on their stock moving forward. The very first thing I wanted to take a look at is their revenue and earnings, and as you can see for the last 4 years their earnings have been pretty rough. Revenues increasing very dramatically from year to year, but if you look at the 2017 earnings, I've never seen something like that for a $20 billion market cap company. It's just craziness, their earnings for 2017. Their negative $3.5 billion of earnings in 2017 is actually more than their revenues of all 4 years combined, which is just craziness. And if you look at the last couple quarters, it really does not get any better for Snapchat. And I just wanted to take a quick note on the analysis recommendation rating on Yahoo Finance, which is now at 2.9. Just a couple of months ago, which it was 3.4, which means the company is strongly underperforming, and it jumped up by 0.5, not just because growth slowed, it was because growth stayed the exact same. Usually when growth stays the same, it means it's dramatically bad news for a company, but for Snapchat it was absolutely fantastic news because so many people were expecting growth to kind of trail off and die for Snapchat. And because the growth of new users did not disappoint, the analyst price targets is actually well above the average price target of the analysts right now at $14.22 a share. And as you can see here, Snapchat's growth has kind of stayed the same the last several quarters, and I guess a lot of investors were expecting it to decline dramatically, but as you can see here in North America, Europe, and a lot of the rest of the world, it has stayed about the same. And here we can see a chart of marketers who have yet to embrace Snapchat. So there's a ton of companies working with Facebook, a lot working with Instagram and Twitter, a little bit less with LinkedIn and YouTube, and then Snapchat, only 8% of the companies looking to sell things on social media are looking to sell things on Snapchat, which is just a terrible number. And I think there's a couple of big reasons why companies are not embracing Snapchat and wanting to sell their products on Snapchat, and one of the big reasons is because a lot of these Snapchat users and the majority of Snapchat users are between the age of 13 and 24, and a lot of companies just don't want to advertise their products to people in that age bracket. And then another reason is because Snapchat has really yet to prove that advertising on Snapchat is a really good idea and a profitable marketing investment. I personally have never even thought about buying a product off of Snapchat, and I don't think I know of anyone who's bought something off of Snapchat. And here we can see a chart of the percentage of people with a smartphone in those different age brackets that are using Snapchat and Facebook. And I think this is kind of a weakness and a strength for Snapchat. And also a quick note about this chart is that it does not include minors. So there's a ton of people using Snapchat in middle school and high school. So if those were included in this, I think that first bracket with Snapchat would be up above 80%. This is probably more of a weakness for Snapchat just because they're not able to advertise and gain new users in that older age bracket. But it can also be seen as a strength because now as those younger generations start to grow a little bit older, Snapchat can really start to make money off of those really loyal users. And even though growth has slowed internationally for Snapchat, they are doing almost as well as Facebook and Twitter in a lot of these different countries. And this is definitely going to be a huge source of revenue for Snapchat if they can continue to grow all across the world. And here is a chart that Snapchat should absolutely be worried about, and it is the number of daily active users for Instagram stories and Snapchat overall. And this is back in 2017 was when Instagram was initially being launched. Instagram stories are now blowing Snapchat out of the water, around 350 million daily active Instagram stories, whereas Snapchat, as you know, their growth has pretty much steadied off and they're not increasing growth much anymore. At this point, it would almost probably be in Snapchat's best interest to get bought out by Facebook, but with all that Instagram and Facebook are doing with their stories and emojis that resemble Snapchat, I don't think it's very likely at all. If Snapchat could just avoid bankruptcy for the next 3 to 5 years, I think they'll be okay. As the younger generations start to grow older, Snapchat's ad revenue will be better and better. I do use Snapchat just about every day, but I don't think I'll be investing in it anytime soon. It's definitely not the worst investment out there, and if you're a long-term believer in Snapchat and you do think they will achieve profitability, then by all means invest in it right now. And it's at a pretty low valuation right now, and pretty much rightfully so, but if you do believe in it, by all means, go ahead and invest. Comment down below if you have any questions about Snapchat or just stocks in general, and come check out my channel as I've done tons of brief stock analysis videos like this one, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching.